Our telephone number. This is from signed Wild Turkey. Well, Wild Turkey, why don't you sign your proper name? Norman has been boasting at the local pub that you won't take calls from him anymore because he has beaten you by offending you and you're taking it very personally. Really? Which I find hard to believe, but let him ring you and stop his crowing to us. Is he crowing to you? And who are you, Wild Turkey? I don't know. Norman is not telling the truth. I just found his behaviour rather pathetic, and I think on the last occasion that we talked, he used some bad language. So I dumped him. But I believe he's on the phone. Norman, are you there? Norman?
You dumped me. Oh, what a load of rubbish. You dumped me. Hey, you dumped me.
I did.
And you believe all these idiots, all these drunks, your drunk mates, you know, when you go get pissed all the time.
Now listen, Norman.
What? Yes?
Don't use bad language or I'll have to cut you off again.
Oh, here we go, cut me off. Yeah, but you believe all these drunks that ring you up that they know me.
What?
Now, why do you believe these drunks that ring you up and these people are boasting that they know me, that they can tell you about me?
Excuse me, Norman. Norman, nobody's rung up and said they know you. There's an email here. Norman has been boasting at the local pub that you won't take his calls because he's beaten you by offending you and you have taken it very personally, which I find hard to believe, but let him ring you and stop his crowing to us. That's
you, haven't I? Because I keep pointing out to you that you're hopeless and you're old. Why don't you go and get a job at 2CH and go with your Bob Rogers? And, you know,
oh no! Don't be rude about Bob. Thank you.
No, he's the only person on radio older than you are.
Well, that's so what? Hey, listen, Norman, I got bad news for you, but one day you will put a few years on, and age is a privilege, and you ought to remember it. I doubt you'll ever reach old age. You'll have some breakdown because obviously you're a bit mentally disturbed.
Listen, when you said you didn't tell me you went to Italy, hey, they must have got you confused with the other ruins, hey? Have you ever been to Egypt? Have you ever been to Egypt?
Yes, and they thought I was a ruin.
They thought you were a mummy. They must have died. Boris Karloff has risen. They must have thought when you were walking the street, my God, they must have pooed themselves when they seen you walking around.
Norman.
With your
Living in an apartment is great, but is your strata manager supporting...
The mummies are real. You're pathetic.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you...
I pointed it out.
Norman,
right,
Norman,
go.
Norman, you're right about one thing, McCraggy face. I've given up looking in the mirror. It comes as a dreadful shock first thing in the morning.
I know, but all the other poor people. What about your poor wife?
Oh yeah,
I
feel desperately sorry for her.
And did you have your face? We went over this. Did you have your face on your clocks and your watches?
I can't remember. I think we did.
Oh,
I think we had more than my face. I think we had all of me.
Oh, you know what? You see, you're going to bribe people to ring you up, right? You bribe people to ring you up by offering, everybody out there offering to, get a watch or get a clock.
No, not everybody. I haven't given one away today, have I?
I know, but they ring up expecting one.
No, they don't. Norman.
No,
they don't.
You old fart, you do. That's the only way you can get people to ring you, you old fart.
No, don't keep using bad language. I mean, that's unworthy of you.
What? That's bad language, John.
Yeah.
Hey? Well, I bet you say a lot of bad language off the air, don't you, John?
Bloody
when you get with your mates, with your hendos and your brother and all this sort of stuff, the emu and all that stuff. Hey, I bet you let it go a couple of times on all air. You say it to your handmaidens, don't you?
No, don't use bad language to the handmaidens.
Oh, no, you old misogynist. Hey, when Julia Gillard's talking about misogyny, you're both probably talking about you, John? Hey, I bet, why doesn't somebody there knife you in the back? Hey, why doesn't some young person come up and start saying, "Well, we can do a better job than you do."
Don't think
get rid of you, John.
Don't think they wouldn't if they could, because they would.
I wish they could. Hey, listen, the radio ratings came out the other day. Why don't you have the guts to go in the radio ratings?
It's got nothing to do with me.
No, it does.
No. It hasn't. It's got to do with the radio station. And I don't care, Norman. I don't care about ratings. I come in here. I love my handmaidens. I hate my carpets. I love my desk. And I have a good time. And that's all that matters to me. And that probably infuriates you. I don't care. I don't care about ratings.
No, because you'd be embarrassed. We all saw the L.A. Hadley story and seen how bad you took it when when he beat you. When Bob Rogers beat you, that'd be the best. I'd like
How
to
bad?
look at
How
your
badly
face.
I took it
I'd
when.
like to look at your face when Bob Rogers beat you in the rating survey. That'd make my day.
Jesus, it's got to be. I'm sorry, I said Jesus, but it's got to be 40 years since Bob Rogers beat me in a survey.
I know, but you're too gutless to go in one, aren't you?
No, it's got
Yes,
nothing
you
to do. Norman, understand, I'm not telling you a lie. It's got nothing to do with me. The man who owns the radio station thinks that ratings are a waste of money, and he thinks that the best way to judge whether or not you've got listeners is if our phone lights up and if we have sponsors banging on the door to get us to do advertising for them.
But aren't your sponsors a bunch of idiots? Hey, they think they're getting viewers, listeners listening to you. They're just completely wrong, because all the people that listen to you are farmers and truckies, and we know what.
Well, we've got a big market there. But listen, Norman, you listen.
Yes, I'm listening, John. I'm waiting for your words of wisdom, John. Come on, give me your words of wisdom. I'm just waiting for it. Come on, please.
No, I'm not going to give you any words of wisdom because you have short-term memory loss and you forget them.
Oh no, John, your brain's going, not mine. I'm not the 80-year-old that you're like you, am I? Hey,
I'm not 80, but I'm not 80, but I wish I was.
You're so senile, John, and you had your senior moment.
You really are a nasty little human being.
Yeah,
but I believe you're
John.
not. I believe you're not little. They tell me you're fat.
Oh, here we go. They tell me this. They tell me that. The people down the pub tell me this. You believe all this rubbish?
Well,
do you believe all this rubbish? They tell you. Who are they?
Well,
Who
Wild
are they,
Turkey
John?
for one. WildTurkey92@gmail.com. You can get in touch with Wild Turkey if you want.
Wild Turkey and any of his drunk mates. I bet they wish they knew me. Hey,
Norman, I can't. Norman, I really can't think of anybody on the face of the earth who would wish that they knew you.
Getting sloshed with you, John, hey? You go down there, you supply them with the Wild Turkey. There's another incentive, hey? Or they ring up, all the drunks ring up and say, hopefully you give them a big dose of Wild Turkey, hey? None of the incentives, hey? Watches, clocks, Wild Turkey.
I don't give Wild Turkey away.
Oh, you give wine? What about the wine? You give them all your free wine. You don't pay for any of this.
Yes, I do. Excuse me.
Excuse me. It's rubbish. You're rubbish again. You're a liar, John. You're an old lying, old fart that gets on the radio and talks for 3 hours a day, gets paid millions and millions of dollars, and then you come up and you say, you don't bribe people to ring you.
Norman, one of the handmaidens just put a note in front of me with a question, and she said, "Is Norman ever nice to anybody?"
Well, I don't know. I don't like people.
That threw you, didn't it, Norman? I'm going now. What a jerk. He really is an unpleasant human being. And the handmaiden is probably right. He's probably like that all the time, just an awful person. And obviously gets some kind of weird pleasure out of it. As I told you, I have a friend who's a psychiatrist who believes that Gary and Norman are probably in love with me. No, I'm not joking. It's no, that's the wrong word. Inverted love. That doesn't sound too good either, does it?